Luckily, I met the Browns, who are letting me sleep in their attic. They have a lovely house, but I'm not going to be allowed to stay.
That animal is going straight to the authorities.
But what about the explorer?
There is no explorer. I'm not putting this family in danger while you go on some wild goose chase. First thing tomorrow, that bear is out of here.
The Browns are a very curious tribe. Mr. Brown is something called a risk analyst. He says that having a bear in the house increases the chances of major disaster by 4,000%. Mrs. Brown illustrates adventure stories. Her latest is set in the old tunnels and sewers under London. She says she's stuck at the moment because she can't imagine what her hero looks like, but has no trouble coming up with nicknames for her daughter Judy, like Twinkle and Coconut and...
Sweetie Pops. Hello, darling. I was thinking of going to the sewers tomorrow night. I just wondered if you wanted to join me. You could bring this Tony.
Yeah, why would I want to bring anyone down the toilet?
Come on, darling, it's not like that. It's a subterranean labyrinth that can take you anywhere in the city.
It's weird, it smells, and it's embarrassing.
Sure. Good point.
Judy suffers from a serious condition called embarrassment. She is seeing a boy called Tony, but won't bring him home.
So, when can I come round your house? That's never gonna happen.
She is learning Chinese,
Could you tell me the way to the central business district?
so she can run away and start a small business.
I have been accused of insider trading and require legal representation.
When Jonathan grows up, he wants to be an astronaut. Last year, he built a pair of rocket boots
3, 2, 1.
and is now only allowed to play with safe, educational indoor toys from the olden days. They live with an old relative called Mrs. Bird. Her husband was in the Navy, and she still likes everything ship-shape. Tomorrow, they are taking me to the authorities, who will house me in something that is not an orphanage, but still doesn't sound like the sort of home we were really hoping for. Dear Aunt Lucy, you'll never guess what. Today, I saw a film the Explorer made of darkest Peru. I do miss our old home, although I'm beginning to understand life in London. The Browns are a curious tribe, but I rather like them. The way Mr. Brown arranges his stationery. The strange objects Mrs. Brown finds in her handbag.
Ah, here you are.
How Mrs. Bird has a Hoover for every occasion. That Judy can master any language, even bear. Wonderful pronunciation. And how Jonathan can build almost anything using only Mr. Brown's educational old toys. This is amazing. It's very strange. I may be about to find the Explorer, but I'm actually beginning to feel at home here.
Now, Paddington, these books contain the names and addresses of all the people who live in London.
Oh.
I'm sure if we look up every M. Clyde, we'll find your Explorer.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
Right, come on, you two, let's get cracking.
Oh, wait for me. I'm going to see if I can find anything about Captain Clyde in the library.
Oh, I'll come with you, Mary. I need to refresh our marmalade supplies.
Shouldn't someone stay with Paddington?
Well, it's only for a few hours.
Oh, you don't need to worry, Mr. Brown. I think I've got the hang of things.
Well, you take care.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Paddington.
I've really got to grips with how things work. And it seems there's something new to do every day.
Guess what, Paddington? The steam fair's coming to town. I'm going along tonight to write about it in my newspaper.
Who's going to want to read about that?
Everyone. They travel the world in an old steam train. I thought you'd love it.
I do. Don't tell anyone, OK? Not cool.
Why don't we all go?
Good idea.
Father's a dab hand at the coconut shy. Bullseye Brown, they used to call him.
Well, not anymore. Coconuts are a young man's game.
Well, I think you're in great shape for a man your age, Mr. Brown.
Ah, thank you, Paddington. Hang on, how old do you think I am?
Oh, about 80?
80?
At least.
Just a minute, young bear. Thought I told you to wash behind your ears.
Oh, but I did, Mrs. Bird. I wonder how that got in there. I really feel at home in Windsor Gardens.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
Good morning, Paddington.
I brought you breakfast.
Thank you.
325, 326, 327.
Here goes Paddington. Manners.
Morning.
Good morning. How would you like to start a gardening club?
How'd you like to be buried in a very deep hole?
After you.
Spooner R, workshop. Brown P, laundry duty.
Right. Laundry. Laundry, laundry. Ah, laundry. Oh, it's only one red sock. What's the worst that can happen? Afternoon, chaps. If you ask me, the pink really brightens the place up a bit.
Wakey, wakey. Marmalade time.
There you go, lads. Good luck.
Mr. McGinty?
What do you want?
Well, the thing is, I'm actually innocent. And I wondered if you had any advice on how to clear my name. Now that we're friends.
Friends? I'm your boss, not your buddy.
Oh. Well, after you.
Why? So you can stab me in the back?
No, because it's polite. Aunt Lucy said if we're kind and polite, the world will be right.
Ha! You were ahead of me and now you're behind. That makes you a sap. Ingredients are over there.
Aren't you going to help?
Nope. Now get on with it.
But there's 500 hungry prisoners coming for breakfast. So we'll need 1,000 juicy oranges.
Oh, and rule number 1. No talking. Rule number 2. No humming.
But-
or singing. Or any other expression of bonhomie.
Oh, that's heavy. Come on, put your back into it. These sacks are awfully heavy.
Well, take them one at a time, then.
Right, one at a time. One juicy orange. Two juicy oranges. 3 juicy oranges. 4 juicy
Now what are you doing?
Taking them one at a time.
One sack at a time!
I'm sorry. I'm finding this a very stressful working environment. Aunt Lucy said...
Aunt Lucy? I've had it up to here with Aunt Lucy! She sounds like a proper old bag to me.
I beg your pardon?
I said, your Aunt Lucy sounds like one of the most naive, gullible, mushy-brained... What's going on? Why are you looking at me like that? It's awful hot in here. Are you hot? I'm hot. Did I leave the oven on?
It's called a hard stare. Aunt Lucy taught me to do them when people had forgotten their manners.
You don't have to tell me about hard stairs. I practically invented them. Pretty good for a bear, though, I'll give you that.
Now, Mr. McGinty, I may look like a hardened criminal to you, but I really am innocent. And if you're not going to help me clear my name, you could at least help me make this marmalade.
All right, I'll help.
Thank you.
Not going to be much use to you, though. These aren't exactly made for cooking.
Oh, I don't know. Looks to me like you've got yourself a fine pair of orange squeezers.
Orange squeezers?
good. No. Better. Tomato. Lovely. Yes. Spot on. Now, we have to be very careful with knives. Aunt Lucy said that sensible bears... Where on earth did you learn to use a knife like that?
You don't want to know.
Well, it's jolly good. Now. Right, it's time for the sugar. That's what turns the juice into marmalade.
Much?
Oh, a lot. Same again. A squeeze of lemon, a pinch of cinnamon, and just a bit more sugar.
Well, is it good?
Oh, it's too soon to tell. We'll only really know once it's set. Gentlemen, for breakfast this morning, Chef McGinty would like to propose an orange marmalade served on a bed of warm, crustless bread, topped with another piece of warm, crustless bread. Bon appetit.
2 choices. Take it or leave it.
Are you all right, Knuckles?
Yes.
Well, why don't you come and join the others?
Don't want to.
Are you scared what they might think?
No. What do they think? Did they like it? Did they say anything? What did they say?
Well...
They hated it! I knew it! My father always said it amounted to nothing, and he was right!
Knuckles! Knuckles!
What?
Come and look. Come on.
Paddington. A strange, warm tingle in my tum-tum.
I think that's called pride, Knuckles.
Well, I don't like it.
Have you got anything else?
What?
You know, for pudding.
No!
Fair enough.
I'm afraid we only know how to make marmalade. But if you have any recipes...
This lot. You're wasting your time there, Paddington. They wouldn't know their pectin from their paprika.
Well, my grandmother used to do a lovely chocolate roulade. I think I can remember the recipe.
Ooh.
Charlie Rumble makes a mean apple crumble.
And I can make a strawberry panna cotta with a pomegranate glaze.
Oh, I like the sound of that. Don't you, Knuckles?
Yeah.
Come on, then. Let's get cooking.
If this little proverb you would understand, you will lend your brothers a helping hand.
Oh, nice
if this
regards,
little
though.
proverb you will understand, you will lend your brothers a helping hand. Whether you are white, green, blue, or
There you
brown.
go, Paddington.
6 feet of what is
I want
yours,
those
and
penny
that's
poles
all.
now.
So whether you agree or you should disagree, you cannot disregard the truth of this philosophy. Singing life would be easier, time would be breezier if you love your neighbor.
Excuse me, Professor. What would Aunt Lucy say?
Always use cake fork.
Well, then.
We all know there is ideal happiness above, which arises from the presence of brotherly love.
Thank you, Paddington.
So if the joys of a heaven you wish to party, this is an example you should try to emulate. Resist all temptation, restrain from strife, and try to live a noble and an upright life. And this too you must learn, make the best of what you earn. Strictly learn to leave your brother's property alone. And life would be easier, time would be breezier if you love your neighbor.
And it turns out the monster wasn't such a monster after all.
And they all became the best of friends. The end. Time for bed, you lot.
You need your beauty sleep. It's visiting day tomorrow.
Visiting day? I do hope you have good news.
Paddington!
Where am I?
Take it easy now.
You gave us a wee scare, but you're home now.
Home?
That's right. Look.
The police realised they made a terrible mistake.
Phoenix Buchanan has been arrested. And, I might add, is no longer a member of our Platinum Club.
Then...
You're a free bear.
How long have I been asleep?
3 days.
3 days? But that means...
It's Aunt Lucy's birthday.
And I never sent her anything.
It's all right, Paddington.
But it isn't all right, Mrs. Brown. You see, Aunt Lucy did so much for me when I was a cub. Without her, I'd never have come to London. And I suppose all I ever really wanted was to make her proud. But now she's going to wake up on her birthday with no present and think I've let her down completely.
Oh, you great goose. She won't think that at all.
Won't she?
Come with us.
Here he is!
What are you all doing here?
We wanted to say thank you.
Thank you.
For everything you've done for us.
If it wasn't for you, we'd never have met.
You helped me pass my exam.
I would be permanently locked out of my house.
I'd say you've rather a lot to be proud of.
And when we heard that the police wanted the popping book for evidence, we thought we'd find Aunt Lucy another present.
So we all clubbed together.
I pulled in a few favours from my old Air Force chums.
And we think she's going to love it.
But what is it?
You wanted to get that book so Aunt Lucy could see London, didn't you?
It was always her dream.
Well, we thought, why look at London in a book when she could see the real thing? Why don't you go and answer that?
Paddington. Happy birthday, Aunt Lucy.